Fantastic. Now, where'd Shalanda go? See, Richie, King Crimson. The man, did you hear the man? He
Yes.
likes King Crimson. Now, that you can speak on King Crimson.
Yes. Hey, Les.
Yes, hi.
Les,
Yes,
this is Rich Shalanda.
Hey, Les. Yeah,
Hi, Rich. How are you?
I'm good. I knew back in the old days Ian McDonald from King.
So did I.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Ian back in New York when I was living there, yeah.
Yeah. He produced my first album in New York City.
I bet he did a splendid job, too, because he's wonderful.
He did. He did. And he actually, it's such a small world, he introduced me and the band to the Mellotron. So we
Oh, yeah, see, he was quite good at that, wasn't he?
Yep. So good. I'm looking forward to hearing your song, and you're talking my language, man.
Yeah, the Mellotron that I use is software where I've taken all the samples that I created back in the day for the instrument. I used to have a Mark II.
Fantastic.
It was number 123,
Wow.
and then I swapped it for the little white one because it was so expensive to move a Mark II from studio to studio, let alone to a gig, and they wouldn't stay in tune. These stay in tune because, you know, the computer triggers them. And it comes in the second verse. You'll hear it. You'll immediately hear it.
Oh, fantastic. I'm looking forward to that.
Great. Now, Les,
Well, thank you.
is Presto Changeo is part of the new album you have coming out, correct?
Yes, it is already out, and it is the opening track.
Excellent. Nice. So when did it come out?
The album was released May 11th, 2018, just about a month ago.
Oh, okay. Almost a month ago.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any plans on doing anything to support it, other than calling this great radio show?
Yes, I've done a couple of gigs already. I'm planning on doing a few more. I'm up for a Hosey Award for Musician of the Year. That's in September at Dollywood in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so I do plan on doing some shows. Doing some of this music live requires a lot of preparation. It's not like just picking up a guitar or sitting at a piano and plunking it out. The instrument I use to trigger all these sounds requires lots of pre-thinking and programming. But yeah, I plan on doing some shows, and also another video. Monique wants me to do a second video for the album. I've already done one, Canon and D, and we're working on a second one right now.
Okay, so where can we find you, Les? You have social media? You have a website? What are we?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Just type my name; it shows up. I have my own website, lesbradkin.com. I'm on Reverb Nation. Again, just search me and it comes up, reverbnation.com/lesbradkin. That's a particularly good page to look at because it shows my current chart position, whatever that means. And it shows all the videos, and it has samples of the music, et cetera, et cetera. The album is available at CD Baby, iTunes, and Amazon. And I think in about a few weeks, we're going to get it on Spotify. And it's also been pressed as a compact disc as well. So it's available anywhere you want it.
Okay. Fantastic. I like it. All right, well, this track is called Presto Changeo that we're about to play, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. It's thank you for sending me a nice short one.
Oh, yes, I knew you needed that.
Yeah, sometimes I get these people, they're like, hey, I'll send you a track, and it's like the equivalent of Inagata Davida, you know, and it's...
I've got a couple of those, but I felt I should spare you that problem.
No, that's fine. This is actually, I listened to it already, and it's all good to go, and it works, and it works well. So again, what's the name of the new disc?
The new disc is called Escape from Earth, and this track is called Presto Changeo.
Okay, and it can be found where?
iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby.
All right. Well, thank you, Les, for taking the time to call with us. And we're going to get right to Presto Changeo right now. All right, Art?
Okay, great.
All right, Les, best of luck with it. Keep us posted. You know you're always welcome to call Rock On Radio anytime you want. Rock on, my friend.
Thanks a lot.
All right, rock on. There you go. Les Fradkin. Presto Changeo.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding you.
I told them to call it.
Good thing we were off the air on that, huh?
I told them to call it 7:05. So
He did.
He called
He
it
did
7:02.
Mountain time.
And not even mountain time. Mountain
Didn't
time
tell him
is
what time
3
zone.
hours early.
Next time you have to specify Eastern Standard Time.
No, he knows what time it
Daylight
is.
time.
He called him at the right time. Actually, no,
5:02.
yeah, 5:02 he said. I told him to call it at 7:05 so that I can get the opening of the show done. Haven't given the sponsors yet, haven't given the phone number, could have made him wait.
I know Monique.
He's a unique individual.
I don't talk.
Unique Monique.
I don't speak to her.
I'm women.
No, I've known her. I know Gar, her boyfriend.
She only contacts me when she needs something. Never offers to help me, only asks me to help her.
But she's been trying to release, I did a record when I was living in Vancouver called Private Lines. And she's been trying to release that record. And nothing's talking about,
No money. Oh, no. Nope.
what's that about, you know?
She wants you to pay.
I'm not gonna pay anything, so I gave
Why should you pay to have your music heard on somebody else's
It's not-
stage?
She doesn't ask me to pay, she just wants to release it. So I gave it to Ron, and he said, what?
Are we on YouTube tonight, Art? Art. Are we on YouTube tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, I just put it on your page.
Okay, and we've got,
And I tagged you and I tagged her. and
We've
I
got
forgot to
20
tag you.
seconds. 20 seconds, Art.
It's like the Nutcracker.
The ball breaker.
It's like the Nutcracker on crack.
The Nutcracker strikes back.
All right, there we go. Les Fradkin,
Oh.
Presto Changeo, off of his new disc out on Bongo Boy Records. May 11th was the release date.
Very nice.
So if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. Our guests this evening, I'm about to introduce, are Jack Furlong and Sean Goff.
That's more applause than we've gotten at shows recently.
We'll get to that.
Okay, that's a different problem altogether.
Rock On Radio is brought to you by Heal Zoe Health and Wellness Center of Cranford, New Jersey. Rich Orlando, Flying Green. Eileen Sullivan. Hey, Jody Weber, CPA. And of course, we are broadcasting live from the City of Angels Studios right here in Hightstown. So the City of Angels is also a sponsor. If anybody would like to sponsor this program, you can do so simply by making a donation to City of Angels. And I will make you a sponsor for 30 days minimum if you donate to the City of Angels. Caroline Gilman, you look at me oddly when I say that.
You're talking, I looked at you.
Oh,
How oddly do I have to look at you?
There's no charge.
she got her eyes got real big, like, what?
I was looking at my computer screen and I looked up. That's what you got.
Yeah, I see.
Ellen,
And
All I could hear was that. Oh, Lord. If you want to give us a call tonight, you can do so at 609-241-7103. And I need at least 100 callers. That is how many CDs Jack Furlong had brought along.
I see what you did there.
I walk in here and there's like a box in front of my chair. I'm like, what's this? Well, you asked for CDs. I brought you 100.
you came prepared.
It's down to 99.
Or you can follow along on Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2. Rock On Radio, Facebook.com/Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, or on Twitter and Instagram, Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. If you wish to do that, you can do that. We're taking questions, comments. The best way to get through to us, though, is to call 609-241-7103.
And we are on YouTube.
And we are on YouTube. Art, can you post that link to the radio show page as well?
I did. It's on
Okay.
the radio show page, or you can go to the YouTube link right on the website, or
Okay.
your page, Mary Ann's page,
You did
I
put it
got
on
my
my
page.
I did, yeah.
and Rich's page.
I'm not on YouTube.
So, but you're on Facebook.
He doesn't realize that yet.
You're on Bookface.
He's on my face. That's that combo of my face and Facebook.
I believe he's there too.
I see, okay.
Days of MySpace. So what's happening, Jack?
Just walking around, looking around, trying to think of something, but, as a male, nothing comes through my brain, So that's about it.
Does Sean not, we did not give Sean a microphone tonight?
Yeah,
Can he speak on this one, or?
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll dual use that.
Here, Sean, our engineer, Art, jumped right on.
Do you wanna,
You may regret. Yeah, you want to just set that so you
it
can.
gets dangerous
Sean.
when art starts moving around.
Sean just goes.
Yeah, I know, I'm tripping over stuff. We'll be off the air anyway.
Although he did try to sabotage me, leaving that keyboard right inside the doorway when I opened
That was part of the plan, obviously.
it. And well, you failed. I'm
And he
here.
still found the piece of cheese.
Right. Found the piece.
As he's going around, he's going, Alan, Alan, Alan.
The folks at home that don't know what that is, would you care to share?
There's a,
Go ahead, Mr. Shalan. Listen
You
to
can even play it.
there's a prairie dog on YouTube. It's British, funny, speaking animals, whatever it is, and there's a prairie dog that keeps saying, Alan.
He cracks me so funny with that.
He does.
I can't find it.
It's all the
You can't
time.
find him playing
It's
it
the
for the last
simple
half
things in
hour.
life.
I know, I've been playing.
It's the theater of the absurd.
It is, that is what, rock on radio.
Talk for a while and I'll find it and then I'll jump back in.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, I think he has. Maybe a little asbestos with that too.
Now, as I said before Les came on the air, we discussed how this show this evening is songs, vocals. No vocals this evening.
That's French, right? Son's vocal.
Yes, and we are drinking Peru, French water.
Country.
Did you ever see Better Off Dead, the movie Better Off Dead,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And his mother's cooking dinner, and there's a French foreign exchange student across the street. And she's like, we're gonna have them over for dinner. We have, and as she's serving dinner to everybody, she's like, we have French, we have French fries, French dressing. And for dessert, and she opens up a bottle of Perrier, and she's like, Peru. Oh, here we go. Now, Mr. Shalanda, I don't get the humor that you see in this.
Yeah, just see the visual for it.
I am seeing the visual. But
I'm gonna wake up at like 2 a.m. I'm just going,
correct.
On a tour bus, forever,
This is what you did with Renaissance?
watching the same thing. British talking animals. But Ellen,
It's different than singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall, huh?
and we watched a couple of Jack Vale videos too.
Oh, I love him. Peter. It's great.
Pooting at Walmart.
Nice,
It's wonderful.
great.
I feel like the show just got X-rated.
The show gets a lot of things.
It's full of hot air.
Oh,
So tell me, Jack,
okay.
what's been happening, man? You guys are on the YouTube show, our YouTube show.
Yes, we were.
What's next? And as I recall, you had a plan
Mm-hmm.
to play 21 shows in all 21 counties
Right.
in the state of New Jersey somewhere.
Right.
Can we get an update on that?
We've
I
got.
think you were at like 4.
Yeah, I think we're up to like 5 now.
Nice.
You know, there has been a slow, steady improvement.
One gig in like 5 months.
Well, no, the regular gigs still, but we've if you look at the giant county map that I put up on my wall, which encompasses the entire wall, it looks like something out of The Price is Right, really. is what it is.
Oh,
And I have basically colored in the additional county that I can cross off the list. So now I've got like 5 counties that I'm already in. So now it's a matter of getting those other counties colored in, like it's a giant puzzle.
Okay, what are they? Do you know? Top of your head, the counties you played in? Obviously Mercer.
Yes, Mercer.
Where we are.
Okay, so we got Mercer, we got Monmouth,
Okay,
we've got Hunterdon,
okay.
we've got,
Burlington yet?
no,
No.
can you believe that?
Oh, my Lord.
Burlington is chock full of opportunities and
It is.
nobody calls me back.
We'll have to talk about who you called.
Okay,
I have contacts. in
good,
Burlington.
good. See, this is why we hang out.
This is.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Because I have contacts in
Yeah.
Burlington County.
Yes.
All right, so that's 4.
Oh, God, Morris, I believe,
Oh, okay, way up there.
and, there's one, I can't think of the name of it, but I can see it on the map. And, it's gonna drive me nuts until I think of it,
Nice.
so, but,
All right, so there's no particular rhyme or reason.
no.
Go ahead,
It was
Sean.
an ambitious goal anyway.
Yes, it was very ambitious. I just, yeah, there's,
Sussex County, yeah.
yeah,
Sussex, I think,
what's in Sussex County?
Passaic, or is that Passaic County?
Sussex
Passaic
is
County,
west.
Passaic's in Passaic County, I think.
I think so, is that how that works?
I'm not sure,
Okay,
not sure, because houses of the holies on physical graffiti, so you never know.
and why do we drive on the parkway and park in the driveway?
Correct, these are questions that need to be answered.
Alan.
The first,
Ah.
the first caller that calls in can name 21 counties in New Jersey. It's 99 CDs.
It's the entire box of Jack Furlong. Now, you do have CDs. You do
Yes,
How many,
yes.
are these the only 2, or is there more?
There were 2 others that we put out a while ago. They're just kind of like off the reservation compared to these 2.
Okay,
So I think we're most proud of these 2 being the most recent. I think the one, and that happened was done in 2011,
okay.
if I remember correctly.
That's this one for those of you at home.
And then the other one, Charity, is just a duo album between Sean and myself, and that was 2013.
Yes, that's what it says here, 2013.
Years are tough for me. I'm lucky I can dress myself. So,
A note on making this album. After
Yeah.
playing through an initial group of the best hymns we know, we decided to save some for concert only. And jettison some more that don't work.
this was written by Sean because he passed the SAT.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I wrote my name down. I got 200 points. I was like, I'm out. Bye.
Nice. All right, so you've got 2 CDs.
Mhm.
You have more, but they're like stepchildren. You have them hidden in the closet.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
We have the Jack Furlong Quartet, and that happened, and then the duo with just you and Sean.
Mhm.
Charity, what's the meaning of the name?
Okay. And that happened is a completely theater of the absurd story. I'm sitting at the old Yankee Stadium in 2008, their final year.
Okay.
And I'm sitting with my drummer on the album, John O'Keefe. And we're watching opening day, which ended up getting rained out and we had to come back the next day. And as I'm sitting there, I get an email from Sean. And he sends me this link to a YouTube video that is so random and so ridiculous that we just lost it. We were laughing so hard. The video is in that, from that baseball season, a couple of weeks earlier, the Boston Red Sox and I want to say it was the Oakland A's, might have been the Seattle Mariners. They opened the season in Japan with a 2-game set, for the international appeal and whatnot. And someone had taken a video of Dustin Pedroia's at bat late in one of the games from behind home plate and decided to do play-by-play over top of it as if he knew nothing about baseball. So the play-by-play goes something like this. And Dustin Pedroia, I'm not quite sure how to say it, but he's number 15 and he's up now. And let's see what happens when the person throwing the ball starts off the inning, the pitch. And that happened. Apparently it's an S. It's an S up on the board. Okay. Dustin, of course, is number 15. Okay. And here comes the pitch. And that happened.
Nice.
And then it just went on, it literally was that stupid. So we were just laughing about it, and then we realized, we said, I think that's the name of the album, is And That Happened. And as we kind of, fooled around with it, tossed it back and forth a little bit more, we kind of saw a little bit more meaning behind the phrase, in that it kind of has this symbolic nature of just how the members of the quartet just came together to make this. And, just kind of, and that happened. Here we are together, putting this album out. And I think it holds a lot of special meaning because, as Sean pointed out to me some time ago, a lot of musicians don't collaborate for that long. They're lucky to hang together as a band for 5 years, if they're lucky. And we've been together for 13 years now. So it's
Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
We went to my bedroom in my mom's house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just cuddled and watched TV.
Wow.
The whole quartet.
I had that.
The whole quartet. Yeah. It was like a promo shot for Seinfeld, just the four of us all together, hugging each other.
Go ahead, I digress.
That's
I did more than digress.
You flushed.
Whoa. So anyway, but then, yeah, I mean, we
For those on radio.
yeah, exactly. For those on radio, I just made the symbol for flushing the toilet. We're on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there you go. So, but yeah, that's basically what happened. I mean, the quartet has this uncanny ability to just stay together, and we rarely have any sort of like major disagreement that has the ability to kind of knock us out and pull us apart. We're always just so, I don't want to say laissez-faire, but just like down with whatever to a degree.
That's French.
Yes, it is. I took 5 years of French for a girl. Okay, I don't remember a darn word, but
So romantic.
What was her name?
I wish I could remember. No, her name was Danielle. She was a girl that I had an obsessive crush on from 4th grade through 9th grade. So,
And then
that
was it.
and that happened.
Nice.
So,
And at the high school, when there was a lot more Daniels.
yes, exactly. Got to
They
high
speak
school,
English.
and you were like, oh, well, hello, Hormone Central. So and yeah, so the quartet. I mean, the only change we ever made to the quartet really was our original bass player, who's on the album. He's been moving around a lot, and he has a day job, unlike some of us. And he works in actuarial mathematical science.
Oh, he's an actuary.
Yeah, so he's now. I think, is he still in Queens? Is Pat still in Queens? Yeah, so he's in Queens. He's married, and just the time commitment just never really meshed properly. But with the divine intervention that occurred as that was occurring, I met another bass player while I was at grad school, and he just slid right in. And this bass player, John, also plays trombone. So in the event that the other one comes back, he's like a utility infielder. We just move him over to trombone, and now we have a quintet.
Okay. Now, how about the second one, Charity?
The second one is a bit more, we'll say, romantic. Yes. So Sean and I, and I'm going to break a rule here and talk slightly about religion, but not about religion. It has a context to it. Yeah. So does that feel so good? Is that what I heard? Some Chuck Mangione? Is that what you're doing?
No, it's Strangers in the Night.
Oh, okay. I was
Close.
close.
You are.
So close.
Yeah.
They both have,
Yes, so far away.
Chuck Mangione and Frank Sinatra are two very, very different people. One plays the flugelhorn and is the father of smooth jazz, and the other one's Chuck Mangione. Sean and I, while working at Lafayette College, where we met, we had jobs in religious life as well with the Newman Association, which is the Catholic Association on campus.
Hello.
Yeah, that was the Facebook picture for a long time. When I graduated, I took over the role of being the music director at the Catholic Masses, and then Sean came to school as I was working there, and he became one of our pianists. And I think we just kind of got to a point where we realized that, all the hymns that we were playing on a regular basis had some substance to them, where we could kind of set them in a jazz setting. And so we started, tossing those ideas around a little bit, and we ultimately settled on this project, and we said we want to do this as a duo and put this out, and we wanted to use it as an opportunity to honor some charities. Basically, all the proceeds from sales of this album get donated to 3 charities. So we donated to, he picked one, I picked one, and then I started one, and that's where it goes. So he chose Oxfam of America, and then I chose the ASPCA.
Okay.
And then the one that I started is called the OSIP Foundation, and OSIP stands for Outstanding Sportsmanship is Paramount. We're a sportsmanship group that dedicated towards providing financial aid and assistance to victims of acts of aggression due to poor sportsmanship or fanship. The fact that we have these situations now where violence is becoming more and more prevalent around youth athletics. And those are the types of things that we try and stop and change and whatnot. I mean, I see it all the time as my day job, if you want to call it that. I'm in baseball. I'm a baseball umpire throughout Mercer County. I coach baseball. I play baseball. I was playing baseball today. And, being in the sport longer than I've been playing music, the amount of incidents that you see where violence and poor sportsmanship just continues to grow. We're trying to change that. We were kind of inspired also by an incident out in California with a young man named Brian Stowe, who's an EMT from San Francisco. And he's a San Francisco Giants fan. And he took his kids to opening day at Dodger Stadium when the Giants were playing the Dodgers back in, I think it was like 2012. And in the parking lot, he got jumped and beaten up because he was wearing a Giants jersey, and suffered permanent brain damage and whatnot. And so that kind of was the impetus to finally organize, because I was thinking I wanted to do something with it. I didn't know how to do it, and then that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and said, okay, it's time to do this. It's time to make something about this. And so we try and not only just spread messages of good sportsmanship, but also donate to cases where financial aid and assistance can be necessary. Like in Brian's case, when in these insurance claims, there's a subrogation clause where insurance companies have the right in I think 48 out of 50 states, if you're injured by a third party and you stand to recoup a settlement from that party, the insurance company has the right to demand that you pay back to them all the money that they paid out to you in benefits. And although that's illegal in the United States, 48 out of 50 states have passed legislation to get around that. So in this case, with Brian's case, he got to a point where insurance companies were just not going to pay for his rehab anymore. And so that's where we come in and try and, although it might not be much, it might just be a drop in the ocean, but it's a token of our understanding of what he's going through, to say we want to try and help with the medical bills. We want to try and, keep you going a little bit.
And how can we donate to any of these causes?
Very simple. On our website, osipfoundation.org, there's a donate page where you can do just direct donation through PayPal. You can do Amazon Smile, where if you go on smile.amazon.com and select the OSIP Foundation, any purchase that you make on Amazon Smile that is eligible, a portion of that gets donated to us. So it's at no additional cost to you. Similarly, we have the iGive extension that you can put on your internet browser, where it's kind of the same thing, where depending upon where you shop, and select purchases that are eligible will have part of that purchase get donated to us. Again, at no additional cost to you. Or come out to one of our events, and we have a tip jar and whatnot, and it's very simple from that standpoint.
Okay, what are your websites?
OSIPfoundation.org is the main website for the charity. For music, it's just simply jackfurlong.com. which took me a whole year to come up with. I was really struggling. That's how, I mean, it took me even longer to come up with the Jack Furlong Quartet. That was like, that was,
Bo was put in front of
well,
me.
you know what, articles are tricky, you know? I should have called Sean, he's the one who took the SATs.
And apparently passed.
Yeah. No? Okay.
But you guys want to do some music for us?
Sure, you wanna do
No,
live or you wanna do the, cut?
Are you set up yet, Art?
Well, my computer's set up, but I did put a CD in.
Oh, okay. It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
How you wanna do?
I guess we're talking about the CDs.
You wanna do a CD then? Okay.
Okay.
Which one you got there? Charity?
Yes.
Play Lamb of God. What track number is that? Is that,
Oh, night frustrated.
oh, yeah.
Lamb of God
Second.
is the second
Second
one.
track, okay, so this is actually the Agnus Dei from one of the mass settings, which is, this is.
It's a mass of remembrance.
Exactly, so this is what is said as the son, as the priest is preparing the Eucharist for distribution and communion.
Not played quite like this.
No, we've trumped it up a little bit, you know.
No, you know, okay. We'll go with that.
Okay,
I like his adjective.
I'm I'm trying to think back to like, the days of, when Jesus roamed the earth, like what a band would look like back then.
oh.
I mean, there was music, so.
Well, they would have toured in a Honda Accord
Think so?
that someone else would have driven, because it says in scripture, for I do not speak of my own accord.
There you go.
I'll leave now.
Whose accord should we speak of?
I don't know, Peter? Did Peter drive an Accord?
I don't know. Did he have one?
It depends on what interest rates were then, you know.
I don't think they had
I don't
any.
think they had any.
No, well, then clearly he would have gotten a great deal, yeah.
Did we stall enough for you, Art?
Yes.
Help.
You did.
That was your cue, religious advisor.
I said, I chimed in. Get a brother-in-law.
My lord.
Sounds like peanuts.
All right, the mics are done.
Okay. Yeah, for this track, we didn't have Sean play, we had Snoopy play.
Nice.
As Joe Cool.
That's Schroeder.
No, he was busy that day.
I don't know. It wasn't Beethoven.
Oh, good, it's
I sang
23
this
minutes
twice
long.
Bird.
So I sang this twice today. I can't do 2 masses.
Oh, so you know.
I didn't sing like this.
Oh.
Would've been cool.
You didn't funk it up?
Didn't funk it up. I was just glad I didn't mess it up.
Let's see, oh, we got 2 people on Facebook. Art and somebody on the net. And it's not even the same post.
I shared it.
Share what?
No way.
Oh, the link. Bjorn!
Yes, yeah.
So I was in New York yesterday.
It was funny, I got to the train station and it was like empty, and then I got in the parking garage. I was like, holy shit, where am I gonna park? Because it was like mob. Train going in was pretty empty. Train coming back was a disaster. It was just, I got lucky. I walked into the New Jersey Transit Terminal, now boarding Trenton. I was like, yes! Perfect. That wasn't bad. It was on 42nd Street. Right next to the Nat Sherman cigar shop.
Sounds a sure walk, right?
Well, the problem was the train going in, I caught the 1 o'clock out of Hamilton,
Yeah.
What is it you play? What exactly?
2:28.
Oh, it's not an express.
No.
That's a barricade.
And I'm like, I got a
This
half
sounds like
hour, I don't know
Texas.
where I'm going.
Yeah.
And there was 1,000 cabs out front.
Yeah.
I was like, give me a cab, and he got me there in like 10 minutes.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, good.
Okay.
Drop me off right out front of the place.
A priest like
I
that?
walk back though.
When I'm ordained, I'll be that guy.
About a mile and a half.
But you didn't have so much pressure to leave.
No, I didn't care.
Sounds River's actually where I go.
Cafe
to
Metro,
seminary.
it's like a,
Metro?
they sell
Well,
food and
attend seminary.
smoothies. and
My church is down there on Whitesville Road.
A big place.
Yeah, Good Shepherd.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I know some people down there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Scott Schaefer's in Tom's River, and, he
How long
he
is
played
it?
soprano sax,
Oh,
and he
great.
played at my wedding.
It's about 4.5
He
minutes.
wasn't, he wasn't the priest at my wedding, I had 4 other ones, but
You
He
just
was
had to
in the
get a
band.
priest for that, exactly. It's a common niche.
Sounds like the beginning of a joke almost. A priest walks into a bar with a saxophone.
Yeah, yeah. And then someone gets married.
Exactly. Punchline, everybody apologizes.
Wow. I'm gonna find this. What page did you share that thing on, Art?
It's on your page. Yeah, it's on your page
On
too.
a radio show page or?
It's on the radio show page, it's on your page.
It's not on my page.
On my page.
it's on mine because you shared it directly to me.
It's on
You.
my page too.
Look here. Here's my page. I've refreshed Facebook 1,000 times.
You
You have
blocked
to add
it.
it to your time.
Funny way to find out.
News flash.
Look, Art Ackerman, says you shared the link, right? It's not on my page.
And I shared it with him and tagged you two.
Do you see it on
Sure
my
you
page?
did.
Look, here's my page, right?
Get about 20 seconds.
Or maybe on Rock on radio page.
Right? I'm not going crazy, am I?
Not
A little
yet.
more than usual.
That's
short- it's a short drive. Jack Furlong and Sean Goff. Golf. There you go.
It's like mini golfing.
It's like mini golf.
Yeah.
It is. Okay. Here on Rock On Radio with Toccata and Fugue in D minor. What was that? Did you play there? Let me get the title. Lamb of. Thank you very much.
Very similar.
Lamb of God. Agnus Dei.
Agnus Dei.
Remembrance.
He's very good at pronunciation.
I can tell, yeah. I got the French thing earlier. I mean,
It's with Antigon.
Antigone
Antigone.
and MS, emails. Yes.
That reminds me, I have to go home and make some sweet guacamole.
Don't they have them at the county fairs? Do they use a hammer?
That's whack-a-mole.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny's the type of guy that when you say I have to check my glucose, he goes, "Isn't that an actress?" You know, that's Glenn Close.
I can check her too.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I never own a rabbit. You're just tuning in. Our guests tonight are Jack Furlong and Sean Goff. And if you want to give us a call, you can do so 609-241-7103. That's 609-241-7103.
We could take the next 98 callers. Each one will get a free.
Buy one, get one free.
Jack brought his discs with him
I love that.
on a hand truck.
I was using them to lift weights earlier.
Nice.
So I was bench pressing boxes of CDs. And I just said, oh, you know what?
See-
There's something better I can do with this.
We have a lot in common. You use those, I use pint glasses. We're good.
Yeah.
See how that works?
How do you know I don't use pint glasses?
Because you just said you use CDs.
Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Awkward.
So you lift the boxes, he clinks the glass.
Oh, okay. I'll be doing that later. So-
Oh, maybe sooner than you think. Now, you are a still or past radio show host as well.
Past at this point. I know, I try not to,
I mean, I was a guest of your sports program.
yes, you were. Yes, you were. I try not to shut doors as best I can, but sometimes the wind just shuts them.
Sometimes they slam themselves.
Exactly. So that's how doors work.
The
Really?
wind pushes them open
So
sometimes.
that too, yeah,
So the knob is turning right now.
right. Possibly. That, is that code?
Yes.
That's inscriptured.
Oh,
Oh, encrypted.
encrypted.
Same thing.
And scripture encrypted.
Encrypted in,
Oh, you can't pronounce it.
Oh, my God.
encrypted in scripture.
He's our Norm Crosby.
Makes for some good comedy.
That's my other day
No.
job, yeah.
What, comedian?
Yeah, I don't get gigs and I don't go anywhere with it, but
That's okay.
I just stand in the mirror and tell bad jokes.
How's it work for you?
Not well. The cat doesn't even laugh.
Really?
Strike one.
Yeah,
You have a cat?
I have one cat.
Why?
Why not?
The other one
It has
died.
9 lives.
Yeah. Oh, there's that too, yeah. Well, I had two, but one, went to see Jesus.
No way.
So, yeah,
Wow.
so she just turned 16. Yeah, 16, yeah.
Yeah, in cat years, that's like 96.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, that was a good tune too. Remember that one, Richie? 16 meow. Remember? He didn't know what to say. He didn't concur with that situation.
I got you covered, man.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
I was thinking of the 96. Like
96 tears? Garland Jeffries.
96 years.
There you go. You cried 90. Did you cry 96 tears when you took, what was your cat's name?
The one that died?
Yeah.
That was Mary.
Mary.
And Mary followed me around like I was her mother, which is weird because I've never produced milk. And I'm also not a cat myself.
Nor you have that many.
Nipples?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't have to pronounce that one.
yeah, that's actually up for debate. If you'd like, we can check that right now.
Why not? We're on.
Exactly.
We have proof.
Yeah.
If it was French, it'd be nipple.
Nip-
Nipples.
nipples.
Oh, my Lord.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about nipples.
Welcome to the anatomy show.
Exactly. If you'd like to call us at 609-241-7103 and give us a nipple count.
Wow. You'll get a.
How do you go from 96 tears to that?
He
Come on.
To 2.
Oh, wait.
No, he's gonna be sad.
Now, if you tell me your other cat's name is Joseph,
No. No. Ironically, my other cat's name
it's Spanish.
is Lucy.
Ah.
Now, originally, we were going to name them Lucy and Ethel.
Aw.
However, my mother said, there's no way in hell I'm having a cat named Ethel. So we thought about it, and I said, how about Mary? And she said, where'd you get that? And I said, oh, the mother of Jesus. But in the back of my mind, I thought, there's this girl I'm obsessed with right now. She never talked to me again, so it doesn't really matter.
Danielle, Mary.
Yeah.
And then you had 16 years of calling Mary.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess now is the time to tell everybody I am a pimp.
Better than a tattoo.
Exactly.
Oh, Mary.
Contrary.
Exactly.
I see. So, Sean, how do you deal with this situation?
I stay out of it.
We noticed that.
Sean drinks significantly as
Oh,
well.
no.
Nice. Do you? Why not? Why not, Sean?
That's a sin, apparently.
Should we change this later?
Wow.
I plan on changing this later.
There was no response to that. The look on his face was
It
priceless.
was very priceless.
I hope the main GoPro camera we got there, picked that up.
Oh, it
That's
did.
gonna be one of those GIF expressions.
I'm going to be texting Sean gifts of himself.
There you go.
That's how you know you made it.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you have you do have somewhat of a religious background.
Yes,
And and a sports background.
correct.
How did music come into play?
Well, I get it genetically, first of all. My mother was a fine arts major at Rider, then college. And when she graduated, actually landed a part on All My Children.
Did she?
And the day she was supposed to go in to shoot her scenes, she couldn't get out of bed because she was so sick. They found out because she was pregnant with me. So,
Oh.
Problem
So- therapy. But my mother has always been the musical one, and I just got it from her. When I was going through elementary school, just came naturally to me, and I have no idea why I picked the saxophone, but I did. And the rest is history. I just stuck with it. And I think, as I was going through high school and whatnot and into college, I thought, music is one of these things where it's like, if I'm not doing this for a reason, why am I doing it? I'm good at this. I like doing it. Let's see where it goes. And I kind of realized that I just wanted to follow my passions. And I would rather be poor and happy than living with my mother for the rest of my life.
I have refined that.
Really?
Art form.
Okay, good. So you're my new guru.
And it's like being religious, it's a vow of poverty.
Exactly. You nailed it.
If you want to be a musician.
Yeah.
It's our alternate title for the album.
Vow of poverty, yes. Oh, poverty.
Poverty.
Yeah,
Next was obedience.
exactly. Obedient, that's just called being in a relationship. So.
Another topic.
Oh, if my girlfriend's listening. Hi, honey.
Aw.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Running to the nearest bodega to get flowers.
Exactly. I'm sure I am.
I can't look at that. Not even in Burlington County.
Oh, flowers or?
Nice.
Yeah, I'll just bring candy home, yeah.
Find that.
That's what you're walking into.
I love how Art has to turn around to use the soundboard. And there's always that 3-second delay. Before,
I hear the bell, I come out punching.
Yeah.
I'm a chicken hawk.
Chickens.
Want to do some more music for us?
Sure.
What do we want to do this for?
You gonna do a live one now?
Yeah.
Oh, now he doesn't.
He wanted to hold that piano up here just for the hell of it.
That's how he works it. So, which one do you want to do? Again, this is another relationship here. Where do you want to go to eat? I don't know, where do you want to go to eat?
Forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your two.
I never realized that we were really secret gay lovers.
You have to bring a big bouquet of flowers.
Yes.
Now,
Yes, honey, I have a secret.
yeah.
And we
And a
have,
box of candy.
and 2 tickets to the Jerry Springer Show.
Now, I had an ex-wife like that. She'd say, I don't feel like cooking, let's go out to dinner. Okay, where do you want to go? I don't care, you pick. All right, let's go grab let's go to Pete's Steakhouse. We'll grab a cheesesteak. I don't want to go to Pete.
That's
I didn't
what
do
really.
that.
Yeah, All right, well, where do you want to go? I don't care, you pick. I just don't want to go to Pete's. All right, how about we go Italian? We'll go out to,
Not really.
you know what? You tell me where you want to go. I'm going upstairs.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I'm on the you know what list because I didn't choose, the place where to go.
I didn't chose to know the place.
That's right. I was not the chosen one.
Oh, okay. You were not the anointed one.
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, some of us are just screwed and glued and everything else right into the doghouse.
Well, that's me.
Are you speaking from experience, Art?
No.
He lives with 5 women. He's got to be in a doghouse with
I'm
a
going right
woman.
to heaven.
Or in a handbasket?
Art is drowning in a sea of
The
estrogen.
one thing I do know first, I'm going first.
He lives in that David Bowie tune, Estrogen City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Property taxes there are terrible.
Yeah, they are. Correct.
Needed
So,
flowers in the house.
now that we've given you guys enough time to discuss what tune you want to do.
He still doesn't.
Too busy listening.
You want to do Basil Blues? Sure. Okay. So this is an original that is not on an album yet. That's a big teaser.
Basil makes me say it too.
So this I wrote this one for
Someday. Hey, just curious, Jack.
Yeah.
Do you have any stickers?
Oh, no. I screen printed that.
Oh, no. I forgot we were on YouTube and somebody brought stickers.
The band last week had little round stickers.
Black and white.
I'm having
Goes
that.
back to our
poster.
conversation a few minutes ago, what we were talking about, so,
the code.
yes.
Okay.
The code.
Is stickers code? Okay.
Now it is.
Apparently you have more than 2. It's what you should. That's all I'm saying.
That was a good memory, that's good.
Yeah, all she needed was 2
Are we
stickers.
talking about my reproductive organ? No, we're talking about my nipple.
Your nipple. Oh, wow.
What's the name of that song again?
Oh, okay.
Forgiveness.
Not obedience.
Poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get some general
Woo, it's
absolution?
warm.
Yeah.
It's warm in here.
Yes, welcome to Rocco Radio. It's
1 hour down.
To the anatomy hour.
It's 9, 4, 1, 0, 3.
Oh, my goodness.
You go to the cucumbers.
Oh, so sorry. John. I'm really sorry, John.
The Basil Blues, is that?
Basil Blues, yes, okay, so,
Bring it
yes,
back
yes.
around.
So I wrote this for,
Well, here we
We are
go.
never gonna get to this.
it's okay. I just like watching you guys laugh, really.
Oh, we got a whole reel of her.
Oh, good.
Mary, so she's good for another second.
I'll go speaking of creating gifts for people, send you gifts of you laughing. You know?
Try.
Sure. Let me.
Nice try.
How many stickers?
Yeah, you started.
This is, for the record,
He started this.
for the record, this is basically the microcosm of how Sean and I just communicate on a regular basis.
Oh,
We just say the most random things to each
Oh,
other.
no, we just added.
Like,
it was
we literally,
Yes.
I think one day we literally started saying things like going up to somebody, and go, "Hey Bob, are you from Afghanistan? Did you get a UTI in Afghanistan?
UTI.
A urinary tract infection?"
I know,
Yeah, okay.
See, that's what it is.
Like the bomb, like
Yeah.
the bomb and something else, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. Something-
B-U-T-I.
yeah.
No.
ICBM,
ICBM.
intercontinental
Wow.
bowel movement. Yeah, play the ding.
Hey.
So Basil Blues. Here, let's take it down a notch. Let me depress everybody. Okay?
No.
So I wrote this. I wrote this once when I was. It was a really rainy day, and I wrote this song kind of watching the rain, and then I didn't know what to title it. And then an umpire colleague of mine died from, I believe it was leukemia, and so I named it after him. His middle name is Basil, so I called it Basil Blues. And he had always been a supporter of my music. He'd always donated to a lot of the campaigns that I would do to fund these albums and whatnot. So just kind of thought, okay, well, I needed a title. So no,
That's a nice try. Killed the movie.
I completely did.
It was
So,
great.
I'm trying to reform myself.
I'm sure you would like that. Do you want? Look, if you want to go crazy, we can go crazy. I mean, Probe night from basketball. You're excited. Feel these nipples.
There's 2.
All right.
Do you want me to go play my horn now?
Yes.
Which is code.
You can toot your own horn.
In the words of the pedophile who doesn't want to get caught. Bye.
Welcome to the latest episode of Dateline NBC.
I'm Chris Hansen.
The Dateline.
Jack up there. What is that perplexed look on your face now?
He's a jack of all trades.
Master of none.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't say that.
I mean, I have a master's degree, but that's just a piece of paper. It's $100,000 debt.
If you're tuning in, Mr. Anatomy tonight, he's accompanied by Sean Goff on the piano, and right now they're going to play a song about not.
You're desecrating this man's memory.
You started it.
Now, for those of you at home, I hope you caught that watching it. I go to look at Jack, and what he was doing there was
Now, don't get excited, Danny. Don't get excited. It's
All right.
okay. It's
this
okay.
is called Basil Blues.
I was putting this giant, long, black object with wood on it in my mouth.
That's how you say it.
That'll be your last show, man.
Shake it up, man. Shake it up.
We will never be on this program.
We might not be either.
Oh, shut us down.
There's a couple of family-friendly affiliates won't be getting canceled.
Oh, man. Oh, let me just.
This is public service.
Just trying to get comfortable.
What is going on over there?
I got this
My
giant case
headphones
of-
are aching.
Okay.
Sean's touching himself. Scratching
Whoa,
his
whoa,
chest.
what are you doing over there?
He's trying to find the stickers.
Jack, we gotta have stickers somewhere.
I got return address labels at home. You want me to run home?
I'll go to my truck.
Return to sender.
I'll go to my truck and
Now that's code.
Yes.
I've got bumper stickers.
Awkward silence. Ready? No, yeah, ready? 1, 2,
There you go, Jack Furlong and Sean Goff.
Adam!
Adam.
I like how you two did the thing earlier at the same time, and then Danny and I just did that.
Symmetry of rock.
Was that what they're calling it?
Yes, that's it. That's what I'm calling. So again, 609-241-7103. We sent you a copy of Jack and Sean's charity CD here. Steve!
See? Now he's on to
Steve!
Close to the microphone.
Oh, boy. If you have a question or comment, please feel free to call 609-241-7103.
Give me if you want to insult us.
Don't be afraid to call at this point.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's nothing
We need
off
help.
limits this evening. See, I found stickers for Mary.
Oh, good business. Yeah, I saw them while you're doing. I saw
Yeah,
the.
it's MS.
I saw the.
I was doing a reference, this is when you're young.
Wow.
Now you get it, or was it shoo, go right over your head?
Would that be an equipment malfunction? Well, no, you were turning
Called
around.
gravity.
Wow.
Which was originally called Gravity with a B,
Yeah.
and they changed it at the last minute
Why?
because they ran out of B's, so they went with B's.
Yeah.
Well, this is our band from last week, Springwood,
Yes,
SW. But when you're turning them upside down,
that's what I was getting at.
Microsoft.
I guess.
See, you thought I was going that way, and I went and took a complete left turn.
Nice.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Then you turn it back the other way, and I see SW, and I go, Star Wars?
See? Mhm.
Yeah.
Who writes your music?
Lando Calrissian with the finest malt beverage in the galaxy.
Nice.
It's my Billy D right there. Hey, Billy D, if you're listening, call us in at 609-241-2710. I can't even read the sign right there. I have not started drinking yet. I've had a handful of Mike and Ike's.
Maybe you need to start.
Yeah.
That's the red dye number.
No time like the present.
Yeah, exactly.
So who does?
I would say the majority of it is me for the originals. As a jazz musician, you play a ton of standards, you play a ton of other people's music, you can do what you want with it from there. But when it comes to originals, especially things that we like to record, that's probably mostly my game for the most part. That's kind of redundant.
Oh, I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It also
understandable.
saves on royalties.
True, you have to pay yourself.
Exactly.
So Sean, what's he telling me?
The truth?
The truth.
I'm waiting for Jack to get up and go behind Sean and put his hand up his jacket and just start talking. You're sitting there so quiet and it's okay.
Liability is a concern.
Like a ventriloquist back here.
I tried that once. My hand never smelled the same. So
Oh,
Oh,
didn't go up the jacket, huh? Little
should
malfunction.
have made a left at Albuquerque.
Wow.
We're the Mike and Ike's. Shut her!
That's why Danny can't even say it.
Say what? Albuquerque?
Albuquerque.
Yeah, should have made that left at Albuquerque.
Sure.
Mm. So, were you always a jazz musician, or did you ever dabble in anything else? Rock and roll?
I think that,
Battle Hymns of the Republic?
well, who hasn't done that?
Not true.
I think one of the greatest things about jazz per se is that, the boundaries are so gray. There's no easy way to define it. And as such, you find yourself kind of going in all these different directions that kind of lead to those different varieties. You go into rock, you go into a little bit of pop, you go back to classical. Where it's all over, I think one of the things that I did that I'm, kind of proud of is I take, tunes that are not considered jazz and make them jazz, very much kind of like the Bad Plus would. I think one of the crowd favorites of that is I took REM's "Losing My Religion" and turned that into a jazz tune. Mixed meter, kind of going back and forth between 9/4 and 10/4 time and whatnot. It's kind of out there, but the idea is there. And then we've done that with other tunes, like Sean's grandmother loves it when we play "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" as a jazz tune.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
So we do that, and I
We
didn't.
shouldn't say, we should play a game, name that tune.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We call
Yeah.
it 609-241-7103, if they can name the tune, they want to see it.
there we go. Let's do that.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Sean, will your grandmother call if we play that?
If she knew we were on air.
Oh,
No.
Get her on the phone.
I don't have my phone.
We have phones. Don't tell me you forgot the number.
We have a plethora. What'd you say?
Does anybody know anybody's number anymore with the advent of iPhones and whatnot?
We're just gonna Google Sean's grandmother.
Exactly. There's only one Sean
Yeah.
and one grandmother. So,
She's like, that's correct.
It'll be pretty accurate.
yeah.
You're from Ukraine, right?
We'll wake her up.
No, Michael.
You look like you're Ukrainian. Where are you from?
Sorry, I broke your rule there.
Strike two.
Okay, so, well, my good friend and one of the best jazz piano players around, a fellow by the name of Rio Clemente. You know Rio, Sean?
Yes.
Rio is one of the nicest guys. Have you ever met him?
Absolutely, yeah.
He's one of the nicest guys in the world, right? Rio. He's actually been on the program
Really?
a couple times.
Okay.
And I got to jam with him one
Oh,
time.
that's sweet.
And Rio said to me, he says, "Danny, you know why I like jazz? I like jazz because it'll take me as far as my mind will let me."
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you mentioned something, my good friend Dick Gratton.
Yeah.
Jazz guitar.
Mhm.
You know Dick.
Yeah.
Dick's like, he said he loves to quote that thing, jazz players know thousands of chords and play 4 people.
Oh.
Rock musicians
You know,
know
4
chords and
chords.
play the thousands of them. So yeah, it's, I mean, some of the things you just mentioned, like time signature.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, wow, who writes that stuff?
it's-
Why?
Yeah, believe me, there's parts during 4 semesters of music therapy. Therapy.
And then music
I
therapy.
don't need to go to music therapy then. It's not even worth finishing that thought now. I don't think.
Yeah, you got that.
I mean, I don't, I 4/4, 3/4.
Yeah.
6/8, I get it.
Yeah, normal stuff, yeah.
I would say to his defense that the song doesn't sound like that. You wouldn't know that it's going in.
Well, I definitely wouldn't know.
Yeah.
In
No,
fact-
no, I don't mean it like that even, like.
In fact, one of the tunes on And That Happened, called Walt's Place, is in 11/4. It's a New Orleans blues in 11/4. And one of the guys who reviewed it, who used to host a show at Mercer County Community College, I think wrote a quote on the inside of that saying, I would never guess it was in 11/4. So it's just sometimes it just comes to you. And when you do the math and explain it to the guys, this is how we're going to play it, you don't feel it in 11. You feel it 4 + 4 + 3.
Oh, there it is. It's the very first quote.
Yeah.
From Jim Jarvie.
Yep.
When I first heard the opening notes of McNeely and Me, I knew the album was going to be one I would listen to repeatedly. Jack's writing really stood out for me. Despite being in the unlikely meter of 11/4, Walt's Place swings as if it were in 4/4 time.
Yeah. I wrote that while in a grad school class, completely bored, listening to the professor drone on about something. And
There you go.
Hit me in the head with a
no, that's
Cue that one up.
we've all been there. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, well, I mean, obviously, you sit down and being a jazz musician, I mean, Richie, when you write your material, you don't sit out with a certain meter in mind, do you? You just kind of.
No, I don't. But, it's progressive music. It's interesting. The best kind even if you're in odd times, and you can't tell you're in odd
Mhm.
time, it's the best.
Right.
I mean, there are progressive bands that blatantly try to throw you off, like the hard cuts with
Right.
going, and you can tell they're just, it's not there.
What's interesting about that is, as I'm going through my master's program in composing and arranging, I'm starting to have some of the thoughts that kind of go along that same path where, dealing with like arranging for big band, where you have 4 trumpets, 5 trombones, 5 saxes, and a full rhythm section. It's so common for these writers to put in, like a soli section just that just focuses on the saxophones or something like that, and it almost becomes like a circus act.
Yep.
It becomes a look what I can do.
Yes.
Very much like Stewart from Mad TV. Look what I can do.
It's
So
true. It's very true.
and as I would write for big band, I tried very diligently to make sure that anything that I wrote never was under that assumption of I'm just showing off to an audience. When I wrote, I did a big band arrangement of From Russia with Love from the 1963 Bond movie.
Right.
And as I was going through it, I made sure that every note had a purpose. Every melody that I put in there was something I either lifted from John Barry's score or was something Bondian, so it's things like that. So that wasn't just me saying, hey, look, I'm trying to impress you by playing this tune. This is a piece of art to me. This is this has meaning to me. There's intrinsic value. That's another SAT word. Intrinsic value that speaks to me, and I hope that by presenting it speaks to other people as well.
Intrinsic is another word for drifter.
Alan,
Right? Well, oh, wait, that's transient. Hold
I
on.
was just saying,
Well,
I was just not even done.
different times become math rock or math.
Yes,
And I don't like it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's really no. It sucks the fun out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not here to do calculus.
Yes.
While I'm not trying to find an integral or a derivative of an equation while I'm playing music. I took calculus for 1 year. Yeah.
Say
I don't know.
that again?
Derivative.
I don't
Three
think you
times
can.
that?
Derivative. That's another one I use. Is asymptotic.
Oh, there you go.
That's a big one that I love to use.
Wow.
Yeah.
I concur.
Français.
Yes.
Alan.
Sorry. All right, you got it, Art? All right, well, I gave Art your, and that happened.
Great. I witnessed it.
Disc, and this is 11/4. This is Waltz.
Mhm.
Right? Jack Furlong, and this is the Jack Furlong Quartet.
Mhm.
All right. Here on Rock On Radio.
Go ahead. You can pour the whole thing in your mouth.
Go for it. We got 2 more boxes.
Thanks.
Is that raining? That's raining.
Probably.
This is 9 minutes and 44 seconds long.
You can cut it off after the drum solo.
Is it that long? Well, we can't do that.
It's like free bird.
After the drum solo?
Works for me.
Or during, when it gets to the drum solo, probably would be the best part.
I don't remember.
He wasn't part of it.
You were there. Were you drunk?
Right, right there.
Have you been drinking?
What
Good news is they're gluten-free and they're fat-free.
Sure.
That's
Too
what
bad they're
puts
not
them off.
sugar-free.
Yeah.
Free presentation.
Oh, but in bold letters at the end, partially produced with genetic engineering in bold caps.
Really?
It's nice knowing everybody.
Yeah.
It's okay, you just glow in the dark when it'll.
My intestines are on.
Well, nobody bothered to read that part.
That's the small print.
Actually, it's as bold can be as a warning label. There's a warning
They
label.
call
Apparently they've been sued before.
Really, carcinogenic.
It's chocolate.
He was the gangrene grocer, and you guys loved him. Joe Carson and Jen.
There you go.
It's like when you play one of Cosmic Cruise songs, they're like 27 minutes long.
Art, is there a fan around?
If there's one, it might be in that room across the way. There used to be
Yeah.
an old crappy one in there.
The Candlelight Jazz Lounge?
Candlelight.
Difficult to get in there. If you're not African American, they never play back.
Huh?
I swear to God,
I know that guy.
they never call me back.
Oh, I'm not saying to play there.
Oh.
When did you try to play there? Because the guy who used to run it
Uh,
was in the hospital for months.
oh, God, maybe that's why.
You guys go there? No. We'll be over here.
Actually, good luck with that.
There's one right there.
Can you
There's
take
one.
the power strip I have?
Nah, I think I'm gonna put it here to help us. Open.
Forgot this, I don't know.
Yes.
Blow your whole system apart.
Adventure's like the part of
When's
the
the-
I'll put on this
How
one.
far in is the drum solo?
Let's go put on the other one.
We could be off the air. No.
I know what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not going into anything that's gonna pop.
I honestly don't remember.
Hmm.
Just tell me when you get sick of it.
Well,
Actually, if you put it on the windowsill,
I got that thought. But is there a
there's
plug
a
over
place
there?
to plug it in right there. There's a strip right on that sofa.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get by there, Claire.
You're better off coming this way.
Watch me. We're good. Show 'em.
I should climb over the couch.
I can do that too. Stick with the 99 bottles again.
There's a reason you brought that box up here.
Apparently.
Can you strip right there?
Hmm?
Is that, or put that up there and put the fan on the stool.
I'm just trying to find the plug.
Right there. And the strip on the sofa.
How far into the tune are we?
You got like 20 minutes left.
Actually, how far in are we?
4 minutes and 30 seconds. We can,
Whatever.
Let me see, I wanna hear the
we
drum
can
solo.
fade it out of it.
We had, actually, if you look at the sheet music, I wrote at the top, play everything on used car parts. Because this is written
I
for my
was all one of
mechanic.
the guys in the street
Okay.
yesterday.
Really?
Swear to God,
I can feel that.
he had a rim
Uh-huh,
from a car.
yeah.
He had a couple of spackle buckets. He had a,
Moves the air, man.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
what the hell was it? He had a piece of dashboard,
Mhm. Oh, sweet.
and he had something he was using for cymbals, like a pie tin.
Oh, that's
or something. The
fantastic.
guy was freaking phenomenal.
Really? Yeah.
I had a $20 bill, and I'm thinking, I'm not giving the guy
You don't even
$20.
know what I'm thinking right now.
So I gave him a couple of Rocco Radio bumper stickers.
Okay.
Oh, stickers.
Yeah, stickers. We cut it out.
Stickers.
Now, you can fade this and bring us back if you want. Thought the drum solo was getting ready to come up there. All right, that's Walt's Place, Jack Furlong's quartet,
Nice.
and a little headphone malfunction here. There you go.
Wardrobe
Actually, that
malfunction.
song there's a drum solo and everything else in it. I
Right.
didn't realize it was Freebird. That was like 10 minutes long. I was like, yeah, play it. Or it's like, it's like 9 minutes. And change. Oh, no.
Hey, I was gonna run the Wawa.
Yeah, right. If you, actually, so see now, if you want to hear the rest of that tune, buy the album.
Exactly.
Jack Furlong Quartet. And it's called And That Happened. Right here on Rocco Radio. So, again, what are your websites and things? How do we find you?
JackFurlong.com is the best way.
And that's not the name of like your father's law firm?
No, I got that. I got that domain name too sweet.
Actually, I became friends
Just
with your
French.
father before you.
Well, see, genetics. So, I think the best that he could do is that he got the search engine optimization statistics in his side. So after a while, if you Google Jack Furlong, I'm not the first result anymore. That's what he decided to do it to stick it to me.
Aw,
So,
He's a
maybe
lawyer.
they save the best for last.
could be, yeah,
He's a lawyer, that's what they do.
yeah, exactly.
I've never been on the good side of a lawyer.
Does anybody?
Is there one?
Maybe.
Yeah, there's that too, yeah.
Wow.
Is anybody happy with their lawyer?
My ex-wife.
Touche.
Yeah. That's how it happens. So, what do you guys have coming up now in the future? Anything?
Well, I'll tell you, the big thing is on the 23rd of this month, which is a Saturday night, we'll be at the 1867 Sanctuary in Ewing.
I saw that.
Our show will be at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $20. Can buy them in advance or at the door. And here's the big teaser. We will probably be making a big announcement at that show. What that announcement is, we can't tell you
Because they have to go to the
because they
show.
have to go to the show.
Mhm. They can get a CD there.
That, yes, you can get CDs there. And,
An entire box.
yeah, I would call ahead for that one.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
609.
Exactly.
103.
But that's the big show that we have coming up.
Sean, you know what it is? What? Are you
Oh,
talking to
I
me?
can't tell you, I'm sworn to secrecy.
No.
He does know.
He's
I
out.
know.
I can tell you what another kid.
Apparently we woke him up at that.
You look a little frightened.
I just got back from the Ukraine.
Ah.
Where he's visiting his grandmother.
Did you fly in? Did you fly in?
Sean!
Did you fly in BOAC,
I don't know what that means, I'm sorry.
BOAC,
Gesundheit.
from Ukraine?
Yeah.
We're not as smart as you make us out to be, you know?
You use big words.
Well, I mean, that's
They
all
have
for sure.
cords here. I think we should tie him to the chair. Sean, we'll tie you to the chair and then interrogate.
His eyes got real happy when she said that.
It wasn't whips and
I think
chains, it was the
I think it
cords.
was- I think it was more frightening.
Yeah, it was more terror than anything.
No, frightened was when I said to him,
That was a look of
when
panic.
he said,
Okay, it's just-
he said, I don't drink, and I said, why not? He was like, Mayor talks
Change
about,
that.
Mayor's talking about tying him up to the chair with cable and
He's
stuff. and
never
like,
coming back here
"Oh."
again.
I just want to interrogate him and find out if he
This
knows.
is so much fun. It is.
He looks like he's having a blast.
Contagious.
Yeah.
Mine's the torture part, yeah. Are you into that, Sean? Is there something I don't know about it? After all these years of our friendship?
50 Shawns of Grey.
He's about to be 51.
Whoa!
We need an outfit.
That's what I was saying.
I didn't order a pizza. How are we gonna pay for this pizza?
Double XO pizza.
Did you call for it?
There was just,
I couldn't come up with a response in time before Danny just comes in.
figured I'd nip that right in the bud.
Oh, that's code.
He knows me too well. That's scary. As he chews on those Viking items, you put that in at the most unopportune time.
That's what she said.
I did.
No.
Wow.
We're
So-
talking about Mike and I.
I'll leave now.
Megamix.
Yes, it's time. Uh,
Oh, Mike and Ike, I thought it was Mike and Mike.
Alan!
Alan!
Alan! Alan! Alan! Steve! Steve! Steve!
You're Alan! Alan!
For maximum effect, I feel like I have to go like into the hallway and just yell it loud enough so that the mics pick it up, you know?
Go ahead.
You're in good company.
Oh,
Just so you know.
So I totally forgot what I was asking. I'm lost now.
Like, we're right here in cricket.
That needs to be on the soundboard.
I told him to send it to me.
What are you doing over there?
You see what happens when you let an international rock and roll touring musician loose with his phone?
You want to take him out of the playpen, you just can't do it.
That's why you and I get along. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. And then the belt.
Exactly.
The 8:30 though?
Yeah, the 8:30 bell.
Oh, it is 8:30. You guys want to do another one live?
Sure.
Since we had to cut off Freebird over there.
Yeah.
Did we make you up, Sean?
Hello.
Sean was recovering.
What is BOA?
He's still stuck on the BOAC.
Don't you remember the Beatles song back in the USSR?
Oh, right.
Moving from Miami Beach, BOAC.
No, it makes sense.
Meanwhile, back at the joke.
Oh, the things we do for frequent flyer mileage.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice, Aquaman is making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
We're doing a live tune now, right? Okay.
Yeah, last time
about
it took you
this
like
one.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
What
okay.
is it?
Okay, so this one we're gonna do,
It's a happy one.
this is a happy one. I wrote this one, I think I wrote this one in like 2003. Yeah, it's gone through a couple of.
We're happy now.
Yeah, that was.
I won't cry through this.
No, you won't cry through this one.
Okay, one.
Especially because it's kind of or you may cry when you find out what the story is based on its ridiculousness.
What's the
But
name of it?
the name of this song is For the Guys at Pennington Pizza, which
This
is,
should be interesting.
this is a pizza place that I have frequented since 2000. I've set records of going there 12 times in a week. And
Is that in that strip mall?
yes,
Yep.
next to the Chinese restaurant,
Yeah, I know where it is.
yeah. And the joke I continue to tell myself is that it's an Italian restaurant, but everyone who works there is from Guatemala, you know, so. I was like, I don't get it. And then I was like, oh, well, when you're a bunch of Guatemalans working 13-hour days, I guess you need a song. And
So we don't have to get up to do this also, the flamingo? or
no,
something?
no,
Okay.
no, but if you do want to go get that pizza that we ordered, or that we didn't order.
I have a pizza in my car.
Is the flamingo a dance?
You have a pizza in your car?
Yeah. they
That's a
came to
pink bird that
church.
stands on one leg.
And they're
They
filthy
did.
creatures.
Yeah, and show that.
They pee on themselves.
They get it.
She has a pizza in her car.
I'm sure there's a whole brilliant video with that.
And we're stuck over here on flamingos, other dirty, dirty creatures. And they pee on themselves to keep themselves cool.
Oh.
Do that.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of
Runners do that too.
Well,
So does
He
this.
also did
So does
birds
Esteban.
if they got
there's that too. You know, work your R. Kelly. Bye.
One of those don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Oh, I know a few of those. Never mind.
Oh, we have to waste some time off.
No, well, we could actually do something
Go ahead.
constructive, like say, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Rock on Radio. This is the Jack Furlong and Sean Golf Jazz Edition. Jazzy Sundays.
He's showing off for you again, Danny.
Showing his prowess of reed wedding.
You can't even say
And for our home audience on YouTube.
You gotta order that pizza.
That's it, Mark, we need to make sure we put down on the calendar, actually, that no more jazz musicians.
Our friendship with Danny is over.
No more jazz musicians on the second Sunday of any month.
They bring their own wood, I just don't get it.
Oh. Sorry to hear that.
Well, that's what he's showing me.
Yes? That's what you don't get?
Wow. Oh, now Sean's got the man.
You want to go,
Before he didn't care, remember, I don't care.
you want to go just ABA? Not AAB. Okay.
Oh,
ABA.
not
It's
out.
better than
Okay.
ADD, ADHD. I'm not sure where he's going with this.
Okay.
Well, by eavesdropping on their private conversation, I've learned that I'm not playing anything by ABBA.
No dancing,
You
please.
want
Oh,
to-
man. Very good.
Right now, there's a picture of Pierce Brosnan trying to sing a Mamma Mia song. And a part of me is dying a little bit every time I see him as James Bond.
Good luck with playing.
From Remington Steele.
Exactly.
Oh, Remington Steele.
Oh, Remington Steele.
Woo.
And his assistant was pretty hot too, the girl.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
She was the mastermind. She didn't work for him. He worked for her.
Behind every good man was a better woman.
I didn't see her out there getting shot. He was out there risking his life.
Oh, boy.
She created Remington Steele. He walked in and took the persona over, but she did all the work. That was the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
She was the brains who
Behind.
created it.
Just give up now.
Go ahead, Jack. You're in trouble. Jack Furlong, I'm not going to entertain this discussion.
Because you know I'm right.
Do you want a course? No, so it's just, I'll take one course. Okay. Just one.
Now we need to order a pizza, and I don't want no grandma's pie. I think I want pizza with a works out
Hey.
of that.
While you're, Jack, while you're up, you want to do another one?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to do?
And,
I love these two. They're like their own comedy act at the same time.
We really are.
you do. So.
We're coming on Rock On Radio tonight. Well, what do you want to play? I don't know. We'll just wing it.
Yeah. We're kind of-
That's all jazz.
What do you think we do?
Yeah.
That's what we do, exactly.
And we still don't get it right.
Yeah, but we're not getting it wrong either.
Well, it depends what our definitions are. What our
I mean,
standards.
what is right, you know what I mean? It could be, you know, you could have a scripted or,
Sometimes when they say when you're good, you're very, very good. But when you're bad, you're
Yeah.
fantastic.
that's right.
That's
So
what
you
I'm
could,
gonna go with.
there you go. I mean, you could script the show or you could,
And miss all this?
Ah, there you go.
Let's try that.
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not gonna be talking about his cat's
And let's just do.
equipment if, you know, we script the show.
Let's do the-
Right.
And then one.
I can.
See, about
Okay.
time we concurred.
Oh,
What is
I was
Claire
gonna
doing?
do
She
that.
joining the band there? What is she doing?
She has this fantasy to be a roadie.
What?
What are you doing over there? You joining the band?
No,
Art
it's gonna-
says you have a fantasy to be a roadie. What's going on?
He's alive.
This is the dirtiest radio show I've ever been on.
Amazing.
It really is.
Was this ever on the Playboy radio network?
This is naked radio.
With all your clothes on. Thankfully.
I've done naked radio before.
It's not pretty.
I did it when we were in PAN.
Really?
Naked radio.
Hot.
Well,
That's
that's why we're
they're
naked.
not
Is that why you're not there anymore?
It was Laura Cheadle's fault.
Oh, wait.
She was the hot one,
Well,
right?
see?
I'm trying to help here, Laura.
No,
She's
you-
listening.
You're failing miserably.
I know I am. I'm so sorry.
All right.
That was an epic fail too.
Yeah, we decided. We're not gonna tell you what it is because you'll recognize it.
Oh.
Oh,
Name
so
that
wait, if
tune.
it's a name that tune,
Yeah.
people should call in at 609-241-7103. Name that tune, and you get a copy of Jack Harlow and Sean's CD, Charity.
That's right. And I'll throw in some Rock on Radio lube and some stickers and all kinds of fun.
You say lube?
Correct.
Rock on Radio Lube.
Not just any.
It's not Rock Your World Lube, it's Rock on Radio. Because look at the look he's giving. He's got the devilish smile too.
All of a sudden he's like, I can't even name this tune. All right.
All right, we're gonna play a tune called Lube.
Lube.
Ready?
Oh, it's
That's ABBA.
Country Blues. I know that one.
And I still haven't heard from Sean's grandmother. Nice.
Oh, someone's calling.
There you
there
go.
she
We
is
got
now.
it. Sean's grandmother.
You Googled.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Did I
Did I win the tickets to the Yankee game?
Hey, you win the copy of Charity.
It's take me out to the ball game. I know that too.
got 98 CDs.
See, she gets Yankee tickets, are my own co-host. And I'm like, I'm not paying a darn bit of attention. So I turn around and I see her like this.
I go, somebody stole your phone.
No, I had the number ready.
I still didn't hear you say what it was.
I did take you out to call him. I most certainly did. I named that in like 2 notes. I just was waiting patiently for you to finish.
Are you finished?
I'm finished. Wait, I'm not done. Okay, I'm not finished.
Sounds personal.
Oh, don't ask.
Oh, don't ask because there's a story behind that that I can't tell on the air.
So,
Wonderful.
It's a religious story.
No, of course.
so Sean,
The awkward
What
moments
did
that
you
you
listen
always
to?
Get close to the microphone.
Sorry.
what did you listen
Well, speaking of my grandmother, my grandfather's an opera singer.
to?
So
Your grandfather's Pavarotti?
yes,
Nice.
he did know him.
What'd you do?
I'm rubbing off on Claire.
Yes, I see.
And he's having
So much for that roadie position.
Yes.
She hasn't resurfaced yet. Did you hurt her? Is
Are
she
you
conscious?
Claire?
No, she's doing
I don't know,
something
but all I know is Sean's smiling. So I don't know.
But bow.
She's just happy he's picking up books and everything else that's dropped. What were you thinking?
Oh, there's that pizza.
Mm. So,
Anyway,
so your grandfather's an opera singer.
Alan.
Also, he plays on the piano. My mother does as well. So I've listened to all kinds of music since I was a kid. I also, we were talking about jazz before. I don't think jazz is a goal. You know, we improvise. That's what we really do. Jazz is a useless word to me.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now he's anti-jazz.
Well,
It's like a paradox.
it's a word that turns people away from listening to music that they should enjoy, probably.
That's very true. You tell someone that you're a jazz musician, and sometimes you get these looks like, oh, I can't be friends with you.
Yeah, it's like, all
No,
Well, I think that's because of how I smell. That doesn't have anything to do with
I
it.
get that because, you normally think, hey, let's go out and listen to some live music tonight. You don't think I'm going to go listen to 2 or 3 hours of what you guys just played. You think of your stereotypical, whether it's because of the media or movies or whatever it is, of, 3 guys in the corner playing, slow stuff.
That's me in the corner.
Well, yeah, right. That's exactly it.
Yeah, but after listening to that version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game,
Mhm.
that
wasn't painful,
Megatron,
right? That was-
you could have more proposals than anything you want in a baseball stadium.
Well, now, the other
Yes.
thing is,
Yes.
my favorite genre of music to play is the blues.
There you go.
Okay. And if you're a blues band, depending on where you're at in the cycle, because with blues, it's cyclical. It like makes a comeback and then people kind of, when some new pop thing comes out or something different, blues falls back down. And they don't really realize that all rock and roll is based in blues music.
Right.
Yeah.
And, when you get to that point, you try to get gigs with a blues band in a bar and they automatically think it's like, oh man, I'm going to be, they bring this band in, there are going to be people in the bathrooms like hanging themselves, it's just that depressing. It's this, it's that, it's the other thing. So, there are certain stereotypes that go with, certain music.
Mhm.
I mean, you hear disco, you think of a huge club somewhere, you hear,
Giant spinning balls.
yeah.
He said balls.
With lights.
Intentional.
Disco.
Fire, fire, fire. I am Grizzly.
I am the great Cornholio. So, but, unfortunately, that's how, much of jazz is looked at.
Right.
So, to break through those barriers, I don't think that's ever going to be possible. I just think you have to be the best musician at what you're doing wherever you play.
That comes down, I think, to just a lot of general, like spiritual principles in the sense that you can only control what you can control.
Right.
You can't control anything outside of that. So you just do what you do, and the rest kind of takes care of itself.
Right.
I don't think it can hurt to talk about it too.
No, not at all.
You know.
But at the same time, just, it's not worth getting anxious over.
Oh, no,
You know what
no.
I'm saying? Yeah,
But where you can clarify it, like,
right.
I'm not married to that word, I didn't pick that word,
Right.
I just
No, I mean,
improvised,
When the last blues band I was in, we were a very danceable band, so people loved to come see us.
Yeah.
It was none of the like old, Delta blues or any of that, but it was the more upbeat, like, oh God, who's one just like Coco Taylor and, Tab Benoit and the guys who play, Bonnie Raitt. I mean, the more up to date bluesy stuff. It's almost like rock and roll, kind of like today's country music.
Right.
People say, "Oh, I love country," and then somebody says, "I love country and western," and they're back in like Merle Haggard. So it can be, it could be. It's just funny as how we as a society create these stereotypical.
And it's not,
images.
it's just not in music, it's everywhere,
Now, June 23rd, you're at the Sanctuary, you
Mhm.
said, which is amazing.
It's a fantastic venue.
Yeah, I've seen a few shows there.
It is,
And I did an article on it when it first opened up.
I cannot believe that they would let a place like this, just
They've
deteriorate.
talked about taking it down for how many
Yeah.
years now?
And now it's hopping. I mean, the director, Bob there.
Bob's done a nice job.
I was talking to Bob the other day and he said he's booked through, I think, April of next year already.
Yeah.
And that's how much people want to play at this venue. And that's just fantastic because live music in itself, regardless of genre, takes a hit sometimes.
Yeah.
So just, people going out to see live performances is such a step in the right direction.
If I had one, well, we'll talk about it off the air, because we kind of have one issue with the ticket structure
Mhm.
there. But overall, I can't find fault with that place.
No.
At all.
I'm not familiar with the place. What's it?
It's like a 300-year-old church
Oh, okay.
in Ewing Township.
All right.
It's situated in a very perilous position on a very sharp curve
On Scotch Road.
on Scotch Road in Ewing Township.
Hmm.
And behind it is a graveyard with several notable, people who are buried there. And this is the third or fourth incarnation of this church on this spot that it's in. And they've been trying to tear it down for years.
Is it still an active church or?
Yes.
The Ewing Presbyterian Church, which was there, moved across the street
Right.
into their own like administrative building.
Right.
And the Preservation Society of New Jersey ended up buying the sanctuary, and they now rent it from them to do services there, like on the last Sunday, I think, of each month.
Right.
So
Last
otherwise,
Sunday, they have non-denominational. I
right.
think.
Otherwise, they have their services across the street in their new building.
And it's a concert venue as well.
Yes.
Well, what they've done is they've pretty much kept it intact as
Oh.
to the originality of the church. Have you ever been to Boston? Have you ever been in any of the meeting houses in Boston?
Yeah.
Like those old, pilgrim type meeting
Yeah,
houses
yeah.
where they're very small venues? Well, it's a very small venue. And what's it hold? Like, it's less than 200.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the max.
And that'd be standing.
Yeah.
It
It's
has
probably-
2 rows of pews, very old pews, but they did a great job at like restoring the stained glass, and you set up where the altar would be.
Oh, okay.
But the acoustics in this place
Oh, great.
are just phenomenal. Yeah.
You need very little amplification.
Yes.
Oh,
Like when we play there, I think we just have the talking mic because everything else just flies
really?
through.
That's beautiful.
They keep that piano in tune.
Very full.
Yes.
Richie. It's like
Oh,
why,
yeah.
why a lot of people are recording in churches these days.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very full sound.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
correct.
Yes.
But
You can get across the street, it's worth going.
Right.
yeah, that's
yeah.
that's the other
Yeah.
criticism I have is the parking lot is across the street.
Yeah,
and
it's-
the,
But that's one of those things where you just dealt a bad hand from the get-go.
Yeah, they're
you
next
know.
to a graveyard. so,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, next to the Ewing Cemetery,
Yeah.
which is on the other
And
side.
you just say, here you're out in the
Wow. But yeah, the parking lot, the situation, especially at night, if you're trying to cross the
Oh,
street,
it can be dangerous.
you have to go down and use the
Yes,
crosswalk
with
by
the,
the
with
church,
the blinking lights and
Right.
everything.
so that people can
Yeah.
see you, because coming around that curve is tough.
No, it's dangerous.
You know,
It's very dangerous.
but it's, I mean, it's just it's a great new venue, but like you said, Bob has done.
Yeah,
And the Preservation Society of New Jersey.
It's,
fantastic. job.
110%, just,
The 1867 sanctuary, they call it, because I think this is this structure was the one that was built in 1867.
right.
There were 2 or 3 others before that. The church has been around since like 1500.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
since they came over here.
Yeah, it's been a very long time, so. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left. You guys want, do we have anything short on these discs?
Nope.
The shortest one's 509.
All right, so the discs are out. Well, we can just talk. for
Yeah,
a few minutes, I guess we can do that. So what do you have after June 23rd?
Let's see here, we're playing regularly also up in Hackettstown
Oh, wow.
at a,
Nice little hall.
One
yeah.
of the counties.
Yeah,
Is that Hunterdon or is that?
That's Hunterdon. That's
Okay,
Hunterdon,
still
yeah,
Hunterdon, yeah.
Little Italian place called Mama's Cafe Bacci. And they have, this restaurant is, the food is phenomenal. And they have like a main restaurant, and then they have like a cafe on the other side and an outdoor terrace and whatnot. And on Saturday nights, they have live music and live jazz. So we're there about once a month playing. And it's just I mean, it's one of those things where you look at the pay and you're like, okay, maybe it's a little substandard, but if one of the, they feed you complete. Oh yes, and there's the hospitality is so warm, and it almost became a catalyst to something that Sean taught me recently about these gigs, is that in theory we would like to be playing for our standard rate. We want to be being paid a respectable rate to do what we do for a living. But when you compare that to the opportunity to play music with your friends and to go out and do that, sometimes you feel like intrinsically you can take a little bit of a hit to fulfill that with the fact that you're playing music. Which,
To meet the balls.
exactly, that too, yeah. Tutti frutti, what's it coming to go, Yeah.
So good.
Oh, potential projects, like the big announcement that we're gonna.
There's a big
I like
announcement.
people to vote.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, you're a smart man. You know that.
Be
And,
quiet.
and I'm over here being a fun guy. If I was a mushroom, I'll leave now. I also have a couple of other projects, on the horizon that they're getting there, but life gets in the way. I have my own 12-piece orchestra, jazz orchestra that's available for weddings and parties and things like that. That's a
And I know you tried to put together a band there for a while of all local guys.
yeah. Oh, that's another project that is actually getting some. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. That's my other 501c3 that has taken off, the Hopewell Valley Community of Associated Music Projects, or HV Camp, which you can find at hvcamp.org. We're an umbrella corporation that oversees local ensembles that are basically kind of like community orchestras. So we just had our first concert at Sanctuary, which was a concert split between the Hopewell Valley Youth Orchestra and the Hopewell Valley Pops Orchestra. This summer, we'll have another incarnation of the Hopewell Valley Summer Collaborative Band, which works with another orchestra that's nearby. And then we'll also be having the Hopewell Valley Central High School Alumni Jazz Ensemble this summer as well. So we've got a lot of cats coming back from recently graduated status to get together to play. So, and we welcome all musicians to join us. Just go to hvcamp.org and find out more about us. So yeah, so there's that. There's the my orchestra, which is a 12-piece, which does have 2 singers, by the way. So that's the Jack Furlong Orchestra. Again, it took me a while to come up with that. That one my mom sings in, actually, because I feel horrible about ruining a career. So I said, why don't you come sing in this group? And she kind of looked at me crazy, but then she agreed to it. So yeah.
Well, we got to wrap it up there, Jack.
Yeah.
We're at like 30 seconds left here. So,
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Both of you. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
For their sense of humor, it'll be one of the highest rated shows.
Right.
Yeah, that was a
We're
great.
not canceled yet.
Either that or it's your last show.
Great show.
You hear the bell tolling.
Hell's bells.
9 o'clock. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Shalanda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Art.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire, for the Mike and Ikes and your,
My pleasure.
your roadieing skills. We
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thereof.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
So next week, our guest will be rock photographer Rob Lundberg. He's got a big show up in New York at the Bowery Electric, where he has several
you
bands
already-
playing and, because there's no music?
Yeah.
You want the week off? Oh.
It's Father's Day.
He'll take a heart attack. I know, it's Father's Day.
It is Father's Day.
Correct.
That's good. I'll have to just sit here and drink coffee.
That's all. That's what we'll do. All right, so thank you again, Jack.
That's our
Always a lot of
pleasure.
fun,
Thank
buddy. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Sean. Till next week. Rock on!
Fun show.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah.
Show guys.
Get canceled, let me know.
Another notch on the belt.
I didn't realize that there were like no censors.
None. There should be.
You know what?
Censors.
Like no, yeah,
No
we couldn't say
bleeping?
anything, man.
Yeah. We kept it
Balls.
clean.
Yeah.
Alan.
Disco.
Alan! Yeah, the disco ball.
I was
yeah.
very, everything was veiled.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
It's all
we
good.
have to look very
Yeah.
hard, but I.
Yeah.
My
It's
kids
hard.
sometimes listen to, they don't know.
How old are they?
Well, I mean, 16 to 10, so, yeah.
Well,
They
we
might
got
show you
that.
Yeah.
education, who knows, right?
It goes right on their heads, baby.
A couple of them came in, you missed them, they were, that one came in.
It was Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Yeah, well, then he needed a little, he was gonna be solo, I'm like, well, I'll grab some kids.
Then
And
you
yeah.
deliver pizzas on the side.
Yeah, no, we went to the church that had 4 pizzas
So I have to
ordered.
get you
And
Alan.
there's only
I don't
4
know how
kids
to get
showed up,
this.
so they were like,
He's
take
speaking
the
on my
pizzas.
phone.
I'm like, okay.
Every time
He
it's
played,
there.
he's come here for.
You know what?
Yeah.
Send me, email me the link to that video and I'm getting it. Please,
I don't have any.
Can you do that? Just share that video with me or send it to my email address.
Share for some reason.
Alright, you done with your wood or you still?
Yeah, I'm, you
I
know
guess
what?
on the way out, I'll have to take a case of CDs for a wedding.
Thank you, we'll help you.
Yeah, in case of 99 CDs.
I waited till you were done with the song list. I was like, I knew that, I know.